What happens when the most talented roster in the NFL meets a team that hasn't lost a big game in almost 3 years? This is what we're going to see in Super Bowl 59 between the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs, a matchup that not a lot of people wanted to see at this point in the Super Bowl, but it's a matchup that still has a lot of potential and could still be very interesting. Of course, it's a rematch from just 2 years ago where the Chiefs narrowly got a victory over the Eagles, but since then, a lot of stuff has changed. First of all, that game was a very high-scoring game with the score of 38-35, and both of these teams have showed flashes of being able to score a lot of points. In fact, last weekend, Conference Championship weekend, both teams set a season high in points scored, with the Chiefs finally getting past 30 and the Eagles scoring 50-plus points. But the first thing I want to say is I'm not exactly sure if this game is going to be a high-scoring one. Both of these defenses are among the top of the NFL, but both offenses have multiple ways to attack you. So it's going to be interesting to see which offense is able to execute better and which defense is able to play the chess match and figure out the tendencies of the opposing team to stop them. Similar to what the Chiefs did to the Bills, it comes down to those little things like the Chiefs being able to figure out that the Bills always go left on that QB sneak and being able to stop that. Starting with the Eagles, a lot of people have been saying it lately. This offense is explosive for a different reason, and it's because of Saquon Barkley and that elite offensive line. The center position is probably the weakest part of the offensive line, but other than that, it's almost a perfect line. And with a guy like Saquon, who's been the best running back in the NFL this year, that's a recipe to make a lot of good stuff happen. The Chiefs, I think the one area last week where they struggled was stopping the run when the Bills were able to get it going consistently. I don't think the Eagles are ever going to get away from the run game as long as they keep it close for the entirety of the game. And last week, the Eagles showed flashes of what their pass game is able to do when they're firing on all cylinders. With Jalen Hurts having his best game of the playoffs, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are always there as two great weapons. And there's still a lot of firepower on the offense outside of Saquon. So we're going to have to see what the pass game does for the Eagles in order to make their attack more two-dimensional. For the Chiefs, on offense, there's still Mahomes, there's still Andy Reid. There's still a lot of stuff going in their favor. The whole problem this year was a lack of weapons for Mahomes, and that's a problem that a lot of people tried to push the narrative of for the past couple years, but it really hasn't mattered, so I don't expect it to matter too much in this game either. I'm always going to trust the Chiefs' play calling in big games like this, and at the end of the day, but the Eagles do have the personnel on defense to match up with the Chiefs talent-wise. At the end of the day, it's going to be really, really close between both of these teams. They both have two-dimensional attacks on offense. They're able to run the ball and pass the ball. And on defense, two of the best defenses in the league. It's going to be a chess match between the coaches and which team can execute better. I really just hope the refs don't get in the way of this one and favor either team or make any really dumb calls. People are going to be complaining nonetheless, regardless of what happens, but I just hope one team outplays the other and gets a win fair and square. That's all that I can really hope for. And as for my pick for this game, I'm going to be going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Really, this whole season, the Chiefs have never had a super talented roster offensively or defensively, but they've had those superstar players on both sides of the ball. On defense, Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, guys like that have been holding it down. And on offense, of course, there's Mahomes. And Kelsey, who had a rough game last week, but I think they'll be using him a lot more effectively this week. And the Eagles have playmakers on both sides of the ball everywhere on the field, but at the end of the day, the Chiefs haven't lost a big game in so long, and this team, with the play calling that they have and their ability to just pull through when it matters most, I think if this game ends up being close, I'm betting on the Chiefs to go out there and get a win in Super Bowl 59. So that's my Super Bowl pick. I think this is still very close, though, just because of how great the Eagles roster is and how many great players they have on both sides of the ball. Rookies stepping up like Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell in the secondary. And, of course, Jalen Carter, a young player who's been absolutely outstanding, probably the best interior D lineman in the league. And then offensively, already touched on the weapons they have. So the Eagles certainly have a chance in this one, but I think they're going to have to get off to a very good start and take the lead early and just never let it go. Because if the Chiefs get a lead in this game, it's going to be a lot harder for the Eagles to play from behind and get a win, especially against this Chiefs team that knows what to do in situations where they have a lead. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'll be coming out with more videos leading up to the Super Bowl, and then, of course, after the Super Bowl, there's going to be off-season content as well. So subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But that's going to do it. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video.